Hey everybody, thank you for coming. Welcome to the 2022-23 Aston Villa season. A season, of course, that will see us return to the big time and the big money of the Champions League. Now, are there any questions?
Ah, yes, you appear to have blinged up, as the kids would say, over the summer. Is there a risk that you've become distracted by all the new money in the club?
What? No, not at all. No, what? Pardon? What did you say? Can you repeat that?
Ah, yes, me again. Now, you had said that the club is flush with cash, but there are reports that you had spent your entire transfer kitty by July 1st. Is this true?
I mean, look, I did my business early in the transfer window, like any good, money-conscious, responsible manager would do.
Yes, finally for me. What are your expectations for the upcoming season, Aussie Villain?
I mean, last season we finished joint top, at the end of the year, so the goal has to be, I think, in the league to do one better. Now, we need to defend better. We conceded 50 goals last year, so that's obviously not good enough. But if we do that, then I think we can go on and hopefully at least challenge again for the league title. Now, as for Europe, we're the new boys in town on that front, so it is going to depend a little bit on the draws we get. But, we'll go into every game thinking we can win it, and we'll see how far that takes us. Guys, that is it for today. I do need to get ready for the first game of the Premier League season. So, peace.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to episode 50 of Raise the Hulk, our bid for world domination with Aston Villa. And as you can see, it is a Champions League season. We're in there. It took us, to the year 2022, season 2022 to get there. So about 4 seasons. That's pretty good progress, though, all things considered, I think. So let's have a quick look at where we stand as a club, ready for the new season. We'll have a quick look at the board. You can see here we are expanding Villa Park. It's going to go up to a 50,000 seat stadium. That's going to be done ready for October, just in time for the winter break. It is the Qatar World Cup year, so we'll have a look at the schedule in a minute. It's a little bit messed up. But we should have that done just before the break, and we are also improving our youth facilities. That'll be done ready for when we come back after the World Cup. So that's where we stand there. Quick look at the finances. Now, the main thing that concerns me here is, you just see just behind my head here, you can see the red. We're projected to fail the Premier League wage rise situation thing, financial fair play. Now, I'm definitely going to be in the way here. I'll just see if I can get myself over far enough. Actually, I'll have to go this way, won't I? Otherwise, I'm just going to be blocking more. Hopefully, I'm off screen now, and you can see we're about... What are we? About 100 grand a week over, which is going to put us into the red. Now I'm thinking, hopefully you can see that, I didn't just look like an idiot, and I was still in the way. When we get the Champions League prize money, it should fix this, I'm hoping. Because it'll be that massive increase in revenue. I don't know that the game has necessarily taken that into account, because I don't understand how we can be projected to end with a 200 million profit or 200 million in the bank. I'm not sure which that is, but fail the wage thing. So we'll see what happens on that front. But I'm a little bit concerned. If you do know, then let me know. So if we need to just free transfer somebody to make sure we're not going to fail that, then we can do that and just take the short-term hit. But that's the small concern that we have there ahead of the new year. And just a quick update on the transfers. There was a transfer special last episode, so if you just want to see how we got to this situation, then go and watch that. But basically, a couple of players out. Bordeaux, Mobida was the big one that left for Zenit, and Doyle Hayes, along with Jack Clark, have all left the club. The big three, we've got Ian Emerson to replace Mobida. Paid 18 million for him for Chelsea. He's a big upgrade all round on Mobida. Good attacking player. He'll do well for us. Rodrigo was the star signing, our new Brazilian winger/striker from Real Madrid. Just under 50 million we paid for him, and I'm sure he's going to do a job for us. And George Cadell, he is right now third choice goalkeeper. If he lives up to his potential, I think he'll end up being back up for Mosley in seasons to come, but he's only 19. He doesn't need to be registered because he's British, so that all works out brilliantly. And he is actually quite a decent goalkeeper. He could actually challenge Mosley as well, but Mosley, you'll win, mate. It's fine, don't worry about it. So that is where we are at transfers. Now let's have a quick look at how pre-season went, because this is new information to you all. You can see pretty well just the one blip towards the end there. First up, we played Tampa Bay Rowdies. This was a decent enough first performance. Marin and Junpei with the goals. Job done there against a second or third division tier US team. Orlando City, an MLS team, of course, and this was another step up in performance. We were quite good in this game at times. Junpei, Labadovic and Alina got the goals in that one. Real Oviedo, I'm not sure what division they are in the game in Spain, but they are Spanish sort of second division. They might have got up to their La Liga by now. But this was a really good performance. 4-0. Andre Green with a double, Borja and Brian Carlos with the goals. Barcelona, the marquee result, I'd have to say. We hosted them 2-1, we've beaten them. It was Nick Roberts and Andre Green with the goals, and you can see they got their goal in stoppage time, which made me nervous, to be honest. I was worried about throwing it all away for 2-2, but we hung on there. Then we played Solihull Moors. This is our feeder club or our affiliate club, our junior affiliate club, where we can send players on loan. We've loaned them a few of our youngsters sort of from the academy last season. They ended up getting promoted to League 2. So I'm thinking I wonder if I could send Hepburn Murphy down there, actually. We're going to try and loan. I want to try and get them up to like a League 1 or Championship club, so that they're actually then like a really good option to send players, for us to send players out on loan to. League 2 is just a little bit, it's probably Division 2 low, to be honest. I'd rather League 1. We did a good job here. Junpi, Rodrigo, Borja and Brian Carlos with the goals. They got one back, but that's not a big deal. Then we played Real Madrid. Now, in this game, at this point, in pre-season, I'd kind of admitted that we were going to get stuck with Borja. He wasn't going to go anywhere, which is okay in a way, because he's a good player. So I thought, what I'll do, let's try a 5-3-2, play Rodrigo and Borja up front together and see how that works. Didn't work. We looked too open at the back and we didn't really create anything. Rodrigo got a 94th minute goal, an absolute belting goal, but they only scored, it was a team goal too, it wasn't just sort of individual brilliance. But we scored it after I brought Levadovic on to play as a complete forward instead of Borja. So I'm wondering, out of that, sort of I was left with more questions. Is it just that Borja can't play in a 2 with Rodrigo, or is it that doesn't work for the rest of the team? So we kind of ran out of friendlies to try that out. So when we get to, I might try it out in another game and see if we play if we play Bothheim or Labadovic in a complete forward role, if that will work for us with Rodrigo up front. Then we played Philadelphia Union, another affiliate club of ours. You can see 3-0. We actually dominated this game. We just were very sloppy in the final third. It was Roberts, Alina and Colin, I can't pronounce your last name, that got the 3 goals for us. It was really, really comfortable and a really, really solid performance, like I say, except for the finishing. Now let's warm up. This episode we're going to show the Bournemouth game to get the season underway, but let's warm up for that with a look back at some of our best goals of pre-season. So there we go, that whets the appetite, doesn't it? Some nice goals there, and yeah, like I say, that is how pre-season went. Now, the big concern that we have out of the transfer window is that, if you did watch the transfer special, we were trying to get rid of Markovic. Of course, his contract's up at the end of the year, and I'm not necessarily sure he's a first-choice player for us anymore. So the problem in doing that is that he's now unhappy, which is fine. He should feel forced out of the club, because like I said last episode, we're trying to force him out of the club. And the other person that feels like that is Borja, because for similar reasons, we were trying to get him out of the club so we could invest his value and wages elsewhere. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take for them to recover from feeling that way. I'm hoping not too long. We do have Markovic on the bench because he is still the second best right winger at the club. Maybe ahead of... I want to try and give him some match fit. You know what? I'm going to put Andre Green on the bench because he can cover both sides better. So hopefully we'll try and get them sort of happy at the club again for at least the rest of this year anyway. So let's have a look at the team we're sending out for the first game of the season. It's Livakovic in goal. Quick look at the attributes there. You can see still a very, very good goalkeeper for us. Emerson's going to make his debut at left wing back. As I said, he's a really good attacking player and good defensively as well. It's AR that's going to start. Club captain, of course, Christopher AR, alongside Holgate, who ended last season as the first choice with AR. So we're going to give him the sort of first crack of the whip this season. Though I do suspect Chambers may be the better long-term player. Bree at right back. This is, I think, the next position to upgrade on. We did upgrade at left back. I think right back is maybe the next one to look at. Tonali in the deep line playmaker role. This guy's class, and I'm sure he'll do a really good job for us this year. And the one and only Jack Grealish, the advanced playmaker. We might just drop him back to support, just so we're not getting too many men forward there. Nick Roberts, he's again going to start this year as the right winger. It's his spot to lose. If he stays fit this year, I think he'll play most games. He's a really, really good prospect for us. And then, of course, Antonio Marin goes down the left. Absolute class quality. Should have been player of the year last year, in my opinion. Livakovic kind of stole that off him. Junpi's going to get the first crack of the whip at the number 10 role. He played really well in pre-season, so he gets the go there ahead of Rodrigo, again making his debut, the absolute star of the team, the Real Madrid Brazilian international. In terms of the bench, Gaz Mosley, he's number 2 this year. By the end of this season, he could be challenging for number 1. He's really coming along quite nicely. Callum Chambers, as I said, is on the bench as a really good defensive option. Matty Targett signed a new contract. He's a really good option at left back as well, so he's going to be on the bench for this one. John McGinn, Super John McGinn, still there, still doing it for us. So he is on the bench, along with Almeida, a more sort of attacking option in midfield. I think he's going to do quite well for us as well. And then, of course, we have Andre Green, who we've just brought on, can cover both sides of the wing, which is why he's on the bench, along with the Labadovic. He ended last year really well for us. He'd be starting this year if it wasn't for Rodrigo coming in. So Bournemouth looking a little bit defensive there, aren't they? Just Callum Wilson. Is it Callum Wilson? I can never remember players' names off the top of my head like this when the pressure's on. I think it's Callum Wilson, isn't it? We know his pacey, he's bitten us before, so we're going to be looking to sit a little bit more defensive, a little bit deeper, I should say, defensively. What's the Stig say? Stig Bornaby, of course, is our assistant manager. Now, I did notice last, during the preseason, when I was sort of resetting up all the staff stuff with the ins and outs, that I was doing the opposition instructions, and we conceded 50 goals last year. So I've designated that to the Stig this year. So hopefully we'll see an improvement in our defence for that. Anyway, we're the favourites here. Let's give the fans a performance to cheer for. We're at home, first day of the year. That seems sensible. Calm, we have faith. And let's see what we can do. Alright, first day of the season at Villa Park. Everybody's excited for this one, aren't they? I should say I'm recording this on Sunday before the derby, so I don't know what happens yet. Hopefully we give them a bit of a serve up. But, I can't say, because I'm trying to get this done and edited so I can go and watch the derby. Alright, let's see what we can do. Is that Ben Mee playing for Bournemouth now? Come on, let's go to tackle in here, please, boys. Second minute of the game. We don't want to find ourselves behind this early. Let me know what you think in the comments too. What can we achieve this year? You've seen the team. Like I said in the press conference, we just need to defend better. But, we finished joint top last year at the end of it. It doesn't feel like it we did because it wasn't close, because we knew sort of several weeks out that we weren't going to catch Liverpool because of the goal difference. We've let him run too far. I'm just going to throw that out there. Decent save by Livakovic to kind of rescue that for us. I think, but with the Champions League too, we're not going to be. Last year with the Europa League, we kind of had 2 teams. We're going to have to play the stronger of those 2 teams in the Champions League this year, rather than in last year we could sort of play the stronger of the 2 teams. This is not great, I'll be honest. Come on, boys, let's do a little bit better than this, please. We're going to have to play the stronger of the 2 teams in the Champions League, which means we'll have sort of weaker teams, I guess, in the Premier League. Oof. It's going to be interesting to kind of see how that goes. Let's show some passion here, boys. This isn't really good enough. So that's going to make the league a little bit more difficult for us, but hopefully, we didn't strengthen as much as I would have liked, but I think with the young players continue to get better, so they are sort of better players every year as well. Oh, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. Well done, Nick Roberts. That's a fantastic run. It's going to be Rodrigo to take the penalty. Can he get a goal on debut? Number 27 for you viewers at home is Rodrigo this year. Go on, Rodrigo! Oh, he's missed it. That's not the sort of start that we wanted. Hopefully it's not going to absolutely decimate his mentality as well. Here's Jumpy over a free kick. It's there for Holgate! If the striker can't do it, give it to the defender. He'll do it for us. Mason Holgate, first goal of the year, obviously. First goal of the season. And that was a nicely done set piece, wasn't it? Jumpy, good ball over to the back post, and Holgate pulling away. And that's a stunning finish, to be honest. That's a really good goal from Mason Holgate. Underway, there we go. All right, boys, let's demand more now. And can we go and get a second now? Grealish knocks it in. Back post. It's over the bar from Rodrigo. Oh, that was close. That was close. Arsenal's taking the lead. Oh, Nick Roberts has picked up a knock. This is the... If there's a flaw with Nick Roberts, it's injuries. I don't know if we're overplaying him as a young player. I don't know if that... I don't know what the knock is, but it's a bruised knee. We'll just take him off. We have an option on the bench, so... we don't need that getting any more serious. I meant to show you the schedule, didn't I? Because of the Winter World Cup. It's a lot. It's very condensed, and then there's no fixtures basically in November or December. So, Callum Wilson, he always seems to score against us. Let's cancel that change. Let's show some passion. And are we going to show a little bit of rustiness on the opening day of the season here? I'm not liking that this Maxine guy seems to be having a lot of space in midfield. What's Stig's instructions looking like over here? What are we doing to this guy? We'll show him onto the right foot there, I think. Try and keep him out on the wing. We'll just keep an eye on Nick Roberts. If it's just a bruised knee, that should be fine. It shouldn't be a problem. Come on, boys. Get this away. Vukovic claims that nicely. Now, is that the highlight, or is there going to be a chance of an attack for us? Oh, what is that? What is that? I mean, that's a real annoyance, isn't it? That's a... Come on. I mean, I know it's the first day of the year and we're all a little bit rusty, but what is that? I mean, what is that throw, first of all? The throw wasn't bad. I thought he went... What is that pass? What is that pass, AR? Come on, mate. You look at the room he had out here for this guy. That's your pass right there. A simple, no-risk pass, and instead of that... I mean, it's absolutely decimated. 4.9. I mean, it should be that bad too, because it was a terrible, terrible pass. All right, Tonelli in for Grealish. Come on, Grealish. Get us out of this mess. Oh, just so close to Jack Grealish. We're looking nervous and anxious, and it's not a good start to the year. I don't know if we can pull AR back from this. We've missed a penalty as well. We don't deserve to be behind. It's so annoying. Anyway, I'm going to try... It's going to be an aggressive, show a bit of desire. That seems to have woken most people up. Jumpy, capable, more to come. All right, we'll give AR and Rodrigo just a little bit of time here to see how they respond to this, and we're not going to waste too much time. Now, I've taken off that Maxim guy. I thought he was quite good. Come on, boys. Come on. Grealish goes on a bit of a run. An early goal here would be absolutely brilliant, but the cross for Bree is knocked over for a corner. Let's try and get creative, perhaps. We've got to try and get this body language is just all over the shop right now. We look like a beaten team, and we shouldn't be looking like a beaten team because we're a very good team. We're just not particularly playing like it right now. Come on. And Donate. A bit too much space to run into there. Callum Wilson, Holgate with a good tackle. For a second there, I thought we were going to see a Callum Wilson hat-trick at Villa Park, and no one wants to see that. All right, come on, Emerson. You've been quiet so far. Let's show everybody what you can do. That's a good ball for Jumpy. Jumpy goes in for Nick Roberts. Nick Roberts! Go! What an individual effort from Nick Roberts. He's beaten half the team there inside the penalty area, and that is what we like to see. Someone's going to remember that he may have actually won that ball back. We'll have a quick look at the replay. First time we've seen Emerson getting forward. A nice ball in for Jumpy. Jumpy's picked out Roberts with an absolute peach, and yeah, it was a bit of a sloppy back pass. But to be fair, I mean, that was Nick Roberts putting pressure on the ball. I give Nick Roberts at least sort of equal share in that goal. All right, come on, boys. Let's go back in front here. That's not a great throw. Are we going to get caught out here now? What I feel like they have here is way too much space in midfield to sort of run at us and pass. So what we're going to look to do, hopefully we're not going to pay a price there, we almost did, is we are going to be more narrow, and I think they're not really going over our heads, so we're going to push up as well. There's just too much space for them then they're just running into it. All right, boys, come on, let's do a bit of defensive work here, please. Get that away. Slivakovic, it's easy for him. Now, let's not throw it and pass it directly to a Bournemouth player. I mean, that's giving me flashbacks. All right, AR, see if you can learn from your mistakes. It doesn't look like he's learned from his mistakes. I mean, it's better. He didn't give the ball away. Wouldn't say he looked... Oh, nice little pirouette there from Nick Roberts as he darts off, no doubt, a little bit dizzy, and that is running straight into the opposition. That's not great. Come on, put pressure on. Put pressure on. Oh, I thought we were going to pressure them into giving us a goal back. What's happened here? Absolutely nothing. Do we take AR off is the question, really, isn't it? He's not playing well, but it's all just that one mistake. It's off the post. It's not like he's looking nervous or I mean, it's I do wonder if it's Nick Roberts is starting, that bruised knee is starting to get the better of him, so we might take him off now, down to 67%. So, I mean, I'm going to copy it in the press conference if I don't take him off, playing a 5. Rodrigo hasn't been great either, has he? Do we go a 2 up top? We might call this for Rodrigo, It hasn't been the best debut. He's missed a penalty. We'll play Labadovic in there. Anything else we want to do? Let's bring McGinn on. Let's bring McGinn on for Tonali. I don't blame Tonali for that goal, but he hasn't done too much other than that. So, come on, boys, demand more. That focused them. I can't believe AR's still playing that that bad match rating. How is this game a draw? Can we look to exploit the flanks here, perhaps? Take it off, work the ball into the box. It's going to be a draw. It's going to be a draw. Not exactly what we wanted to start the season off, but, when you take into account we missed a penalty and gave them a goal, it's not... There's signs, isn't there? There's signs that it's not going to be that bad all the time. I'm going to say you're unlucky today, and, yeah, we'll just move on. So there we go. We'll just put that one down to a bit of a rusty old first day at the office. It's just a minor injury for Nick Roberts. Emerson and Rodrigo make their debuts. Kurt Zuma's off to Paris. And if we have a quick look at what that has all meant for the league table, first day of the year, we can see no real support. Swansea top of the league, maybe a small surprise. But there we go. So that is it for today. If you have enjoyed that episode, guys, please do hit thumbs up. Sorry, just the one game. I've got to go watch the Birmingham Derby. I'm sure you all understand. This is what I was talking about with the draw. You can see here, November, we're going to have one Champions League game at the very start, and then we don't come back to the end of December. And the Champions League, actually, the group stage runs on into January. So yeah, it's a very, very weird looking fixture. So that game just took place in July. So we've got, we're going to be a good 7-8 games into the season before we even start the Champions League. So in a way, that's good. Hopefully, those will be the last drop points for a little while, and we can go on a bit of a run and get ourselves in a good position in the league before the Champions League starts. So it's going to be a little while before we know our opponents and all that kind of fun stuff. But we will be back on Wednesday for the Derby versus Wolves and Manchester City. We'll try and get this season underway here. So that'll be all for Wednesday, guys. But until then, I've been Aussie Villain. If you like that, hit thumbs up. If you're new, welcome and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Take care.